Hey family, guess what? Guess what was just dropped in my spirit where your life is concerned for the favor that God has upon your life. You getting ready to get some crazy favor upon your life. Hashtag I receive this crazy favor that God is going to place upon my life. You already have the favor of God in your life. You have the favor of God on your life. But God said this favor that I'm getting ready to impart upon you, this is going to be a favor where people can't even comprehend. You're not going to be able to comprehend the favor that God is getting ready to place upon you one more time. It's going to be indescribable. You're not going to be able to describe it. God is going to display this crazy favor. You know why you're getting such crazy favor? You know why God is going to do something extra in your life? You know why God going to open doors for you that people shut in your face? You know why God gonna grant you opportunities when people shun you and overlook you and threw you in a corner and put tape over your mouth and told you to be silent? The enemy has been trying to silence your prophetic voice for so long. See, when you open your mouth and you begin to speak things in the atmosphere, there are realms in the spiritual realm. And when you open your mouth and speak, that atmosphere shifts. That atmosphere changes, and it's going to mold to whatever you say. I want you to understand this. The reason why God is giving you this crazy, unimaginable, indescribable favor is because all those times where you did things from your heart, when you had an opportunity, you had every opportunity not to do good, but you did it anyway. When the average person was doing wrong, when the average person was doing a tit for a tat, an eye for an eye, you didn't do that. You still did good. You prayed and you laid your plate down. You fasted and you sacrificed. You loved people who hated your guts. This is where God pours that favor upon your life. Favor is that unmerited grace that you and I do not deserve. There's nothing that you can do to gain favor from God. There's nothing that we can give God to gain his favor. That is grace that you and I do not deserve. You have a grace upon your life that is going to cause a lot of jealousy upon your life. The grace that God has placed, you have the mantle. I hear you, Lord. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. You have the mantle of grace upon your life. Where people didn't get away, God let you escape because of the grace of God that is upon your life, the favor of God that is upon your life. And it's going to show up when you least expect it. It's going to show out in your life when you're not expecting it to. This is a word that God wanted me to drop to every person that's listening. If you're listening to this video right now, you need to hear this. This is for you. This is to those of you who don't think you favor. This is those of you who feel like you've been forgotten by God, that you've been forsaken by God. This is to those of you who feel like that your life is not going to take a positive turn. Yes, it is. This is why I'm here. You're going to get favor, family, in every area of your life, not just one area. I mean, every area of your life, God going to hit those areas. And he going to hit it with his favor. And there's nothing the kingdom of darkness can do about it. There's nothing that people can do about it. See, when God favors your life, family, it's going to cause people to not smile on you always. It's going to cause a lot of people to frown at you because they're not going to want you with this kind of favor. This is not regular favor that you have. This is nothing ordinary that you already have. No, God is going to give you an extraordinary mantle of favor. He's going to give you an extraordinary mantle of grace. He's going to give you a favor upon your life that people only imagine, that they only envision. That's because your heart was in the right place. See, God always judges the intents of our heart. You got to always make sure your heart space is in the right place. See, people judge the cosmetics of us, the physical attributes of who we are, People will look at us and say, she's not anything. He's not about anything. Look what kind of car he drives. Look how he or she speaks. Look how they wear their hair. They're not handsome enough. They're not pretty enough. No, God said that's how man judges. God said, I look at your heart and you pass the test. God put you through so many spiritual rigors, and he put you through it for a reason. He put you through it, family, because he's preparing you for what he already prepared you for. You're going to receive a mantle of unmerited grace, a mantle of unmerited favor. It'll be upon your life. God gonna open doors for you that people shut in your face. God gonna do things for you that seem impossible. See, when you have an impossibility in your life, when you think it's just not possible, God said, yes, I want that impossibility, because I'm gonna change that impossibility to a possibility. What's impossible with man, God said it's possible with me. But you just gotta believe. This favor upon your life, family, you're not gonna have words for it. You're not going to be able to describe it. You went through the most hell, and you know the shame that people saw you go through. You know, it's one thing to go through shame in a private place. But Lord have mercy, when God allowed your shame to go public, when God allowed your private problem to go public, see, people will judge you because God allowed your private problem to go public. And you know why people are so quick to criticize? They're so fast to criticize other people when they can see their life on display. It's because your secrets are still in your closet. See, God favored you and he covered you. So when you see another person being exposed in certain areas, you don't put your mouth on that person in a negative way. You got to keep your mouth shut. God said you kept your mouth shut. God said you didn't expose and you didn't put down like other people did. God said because of that, he said you're going to get so much favor upon your life. Before you open your mouth and pray and ask God for anything, God said, I'm going to already give it to you. Can you imagine open up your mouth and before you finish your prayer or before you even begin your prayer, God has manifested that thing in your life? That's why you need to keep a good heart. Because when you have a good heart, a pure heart, it opens doors for you. When your heart is unpure and unclean and cold and callous, and you have all that envy in your heart and strife, those doors are shut in your face. And God allowed you to miss your opportunity. God will open that window for somebody else to receive, and you'll be on the outside looking in, knowing that should have been you. But because you put your mouth on somebody that God allowed a private problem to go public. When you see other people's private problems go public, you need to go into prayer. You don't need to interject and say your piece, because one day somebody gonna say it about you and I. We can't do that, family. We can't judge people. We have to pray. The favor that God is getting ready to place upon your life is because you've done the things that gave him honor. You've honored God. You've given him glory. You were faithful to God. You were obedient. You loved those who hated you. Can you imagine loving somebody that hates your guts? Can you imagine loving somebody that mean evil towards you? You can't do it unless you got the love of God in your heart. If you're a true born again believer, this is how the world, those who are outside of Christ, this is how people are going to know you belong to the Lord, by the love that we have for one another. You know, the love that we have as believers, people would think we're crazy. Why would you love that person and they hate your guts? It don't mean I got to deal with you. Don't mean I got to ask you out to dinner. Don't mean I got to invite you in my home. I'm going to love you from a distance. You my enemy. And I know who you are. You show me your true colors. Even though you shedded that skin, you still my enemy. And you're going to stay under my feet, because this is where God says the enemy belong, under your feet. The enemy don't belong in your house. The enemy doesn't belong riding in your car, going on vacation with you, going out to dinner with you. You don't owe the enemy nothing but to keep bruising his head with your heel. And that means he's under your feet. If not, that means he's over you. and he's destroying your life. You can tell who's leading who in your life. You can tell if the Lord is leading you, or you can tell if the serpent is leading you. You can look at how your life is at a disarray. Go share this message with somebody, because somebody need to hear this message. This message is for somebody. Jump over to my Instagram at Nikki G McCray and give me your support over there. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like and share the videos for me. Hit the like button for me, because it helps us reach more broken and fragmented souls for God's kingdom. We're so grateful for your support that you give us on our channel. Don't forget to go to the back of my YouTube page and click those links and support our benevolence candles. It fights against human trafficking. And go to Amazon.com. I think there's a link on my YouTube page where you can go and purchase the book, Becoming a Master of Divine Consciousness. You can purchase that book in ebook and paperback format. It's in all online platforms: Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Books A Million, Target, Walmart, online, even these Canadian stores. You can go and purchase that book. Purchase it for yourself and go get a copy for somebody that's ready for that revolution in their life, that's ready for that transformation, that's ready to lay down that baggage and step into their tomorrow. If that's you, go purchase that book. Stay hooked up to this channel, because I believe and receive that your life will never be the same again, in the name of Yeshua. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.